Hi there, I'm Lauren. I am your yoga teacher. In today's practice, we're flowing into wheel pose. So let's get started by walking our hand over towards the side and then bringing the left hand up and over. Stretching our fingertips away, opening our chest up towards the ceiling, breathing into the side body here. Maybe coming down onto your forearms, maybe staying up on your palm, just keeping your sit bones connected to the ground. And inhaling, coming back, opposite hand comes down, lifting up the right hand. And stretching our fingertips away from us. Again, either staying up on your palm or dropping down onto your forearm. We're just keeping the sit bones on the ground. Really feeling that all along your side body. Gorgeous stretch. Inhaling, coming back up. We're going to take a little twist here. So left hand comes onto the right knee. Right hand comes to the base of the spine. Inhaling, we're lengthening out of the spine, and exhale, we're twisting. So looking to the back of the mat, to the side of the room, or you can twist all the way if that feels comfortable for your neck to look over your shoulder. For every inhale, we're growing a little bit taller. For every exhale, we're twisting a little bit deeper if that feels good. And then we're going to come back to center, swapping sides. Right hand this time comes onto the left knee. Left hand comes to the base of the spine, and we're twisting. So you can use your hands as a little bit of a leverage to help you in your twist. I like to use the hand that's on the ground to keep me long, keep my spine straight. So breathing here, right down into the belly. And then coming back to center. Amazing. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees, taking a tabletop position, and we'll start our cat-cows. So the joints are stacked one above the other. Inhale, we're dropping the tummy down towards the mat, arching the back, looking up. Exhale, going the other way, rounding the spine, tailbone gets tucked in, and we're pressing the mat away. Chin comes into the chest, looking towards the knees. Inhale the opposite way, arching the back, looking up. And then exhale, curling into the spine. Again, inhaling, lifting our gaze up towards the ceiling, arching into the spine. And exhale the opposite way. So you can go in your own breath, maybe take some intuitive movements if there's an area in your back that you feel needs a little bit of movement, just moving there. And then we'll come back to our neutral spine. We're going to sit back on our heels and stretch into our wrists. So just a couple of circles. First, you can bring your thumb into your palm and then closing around your thumb. We're just circling one way. Maybe hearing some clicks, I can. And let's go the other way. Perfect. From here, you can release the hands. We're going to bring the knuckles together and pressing away from us. So feeling the stretch just in the front of the wrist. So if you're sitting down at a computer, for example, for most of the day, this is a really good stretch all along the front of your arms. Beautiful. We'll release the hands, coming back into our tabletop position, and we'll come up into our downward dog. So tucking the toes under, lifting the hips, and you can start to walk the dog. So bending into one leg, bending into the other, maybe bringing the knee down and to the left, to the right. Again, just some intuitive movements. And then finding our stillness, our still downward dog. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to just walk our hands towards our feet and let our head hang heavy. So you can bend into the knees,
maybe taking a ragdoll, so holding on to opposite elbows. You can shake your head yes, and give it a shake no as well. And we just maybe swing from side to side, feeling it in our back body, feeling the weight of our head and our arms, helping stretch into the back area. Again, breathing down into the belly, feeling the expansion in your back. Perfect. From here, we're going to come back into our downward dog. So walking the hands to the front of the mat, lifting the hips, straightening the arms. And from here, we're going to come into a three-legged downward dog. So the left foot comes into the center of the mat. Inhale, bringing the right foot off the ground, stretching it towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to bring that right foot to the top of the mat. Finding ourselves in a high lunge, so squeezing that back glute. Joints are stacked one on top of the other, lifting the hands up on the inhale. Staying here, and then we're going to drop that back knee down towards the ground. So inhaling here first, and then exhale, dropping the knee down. Inhale, coming off the ground, squeezing into that glute, squeezing into that leg, and then bringing it down. One more time, bringing it up, amazing. And then bringing it down. So coming into our low lunge, you can untuck the back toes, sinking a little bit deeper, maybe widening that stance. Inhale, bringing the hands up once again. You can bring your hands together in prayer. And then we're opening out of the chest, drawing the thumb to the back, maybe arching into the spine slightly, looking up towards the ceiling. And then coming back out, bringing the hands down. We're going to step back into a plank, so tucking the back toes, curling the back. From our plank, we're just lifting back up into our downward dog. Maybe adjusting the feet, bringing them forward. Taking one breath here. And then we'll bring the right foot into the center of the mat. Inhale, lifting the left foot off the ground. Maybe pressing up a little bit higher, and then bringing the left foot to the top of the mat. Getting ready to lift up in our high lunge. So squeezing into that back glute, lifting off, maybe lifting the hands up. This is also a balancing pose, so it's really good for our core, our stability. From here, checking our joints are stacked one on top of the other, and then we're going to bend that right knee, bring it down to the mat. Inhale, lift it back up. Extending into that back leg. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, bring it down. Amazing. From here, dropping the hands down, untucking the back toes. And then again, we'll lift our hands up, squeezing into that back glute. Bringing the hands together and opening up the chest. Allowing your hips to sink down a little bit more. Lifting out of the back body and coming back, bringing the hands down, stepping back into our plank, curling into the spine, and then from here, squeezing into the glutes, we'll come back into our downward dog, maybe stepping slightly forward. Amazing. You can pedal into the feet, walking the dog. From here, we're going to go again with our downward dog. So the left foot comes into the center, right foot lifts off. Exhale, we're going to bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, bring that right leg back up. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale one more time, extend. We're going to open that hip, coming into scorpion tail, staying here, or dropping down into wild thing. So bringing that right foot behind us, extending that left leg, getting it straight, and then popping our hips up. The right hand comes up and over. So using the hips to push us up into the sky with our glutes for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back round, back into our 3-legged downward dog, and then dropping that right foot down to the ground. Perfect. We'll go on the other side. So left foot comes up on the inhale, and exhale, we're bringing the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend the leg up, and exhale, bringing our knee to the nose. Inhale, bringing that left leg back up towards the sky. Then we're going to open the hip out, scorpion tail, staying here, or again going for our wild thing, dropping that left leg behind us, extending into that right leg, and then opening out, squeezing into those glutes. The chest rises in our wild thing. So you can have your hand extended or on your chest for 3, 2, 1. We'll come back around. Beautiful. Coming back through our 3-legged downward dog, and then dropping both feet down. You can drop the knees down, untucking the toes, sitting back onto your heels, dropping your head down, coming into child's pose, into Balasana. And just coming back to the breath. Beautiful. We're going to come back up onto our knees. So sitting down onto our heels here. We're going to take a strap and work on our shoulder mobility. So opening the strap out, taking it more than shoulder width apart. And from here, inhaling, bringing the hands up, and exhale, bringing them down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bringing the strap down. So this is working into the shoulder mobility, shoulder strength, shoulder openness. So if there's any areas, for me, it gets me around here, just spending a little bit of extra time in that area before bringing it around again. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We'll just do 2 more. Beautiful. Place your strap to one side, and we're going to come back. Well, you're already where you're supposed to be, but we'll come into puppy pose. So this is a really good shoulder stretch. First, we're coming into our tabletop position, then we're dropping down onto our forearms, then we're bringing the forehead down towards the mat, opening into our back body, into our thoracic spine. You can walk the hands away from you if you feel comfortable here. You're coming onto your chin, dropping the chest down towards the mat, maybe sliding your hands away from you. And breathing here into the shoulders. Perfect. So coming out of it, coming back up onto your forearms, and then pressing up. Great job. So let's go for another shoulder stretch. Similar setup to puppy. We're going to bring the elbows down, shoulder distance apart, bringing the hands into prayer, and just sinking our hips down towards the mat.
your forehead or your chin comes down. So it's very similar to puppy. We're just bringing the hands into prayer and up above us. So really stretching into those shoulders, maybe drawing the hands further back if that feels comfortable. Perfect. Then we're going to drop the hands down
and come all the way onto our bellies. Perfect.
So we're just resting our hand, or our head on our hand, lying down, and we're going to bend into the left leg, reaching behind, taking hold of the foot, and then squeezing into the glutes, so feeling the stretch in our hip flexors. So there's a couple of different components we need for our wheel pose. There's hip flexors, shoulders, back muscles, core muscles, wrists, hips. I said that. So we've got it all kind of covered now. Glutes. So we'll be starting into our wheel pose in a second. Let's swap sides, dropping that left leg down, picking up the right. And again, squeezing into the glutes, pressing the hips into the mat. Maybe closing down the eyes. Beautiful. And we'll release.
We're going to roll over onto our backs. So to begin, let's come into a bridge pose. So we're going to bring the heels towards our bum, maybe tapping off those heels. And we're inhaling, pressing into our feet, pressing into our glutes, stretching into the fronts of the legs, strengthening our glutes. We're just going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Beautiful. So let's go again in our bridge pose, checking our setup. Inhale, lifting off the ground, pressing into our feet, pressing into our glutes. Maybe interlacing the fingers behind you, walking the shoulders underneath the body, and then pressing up even further into the glutes, through the heels. For 3, 2, bringing the knees together, and 1. Amazing. Alrighty, let's get ready for our wheel pose. So again, same setup, bringing the heels towards the bum, bringing the hands, fingers facing towards the body, and hands next to the ears, so it's around shoulder distance apart. So first step is the exact same as bridge pose. You're just going to lift up on the inhale, squeezing into the glutes. So staying here. All right, bringing it back down. We'll go again. Step 1, bringing the glutes up. Step 2 is lifting our head and rolling it to the crown of the head. So that's our step 2. Squeezing into those glutes, helping to support the weight, and then we'll slide back down. Perfect. So you also have the option to go straight up into the wheel pose here. I'm just breaking it down. And then the final step, step 3, is again pressing into those glutes, lifting up onto the crown of the head, and then lifting up into the arms. So once we're here, we're trying to straighten into the legs, pressing the chest backwards or forwards to the front of the mat. For 3, for 2, for 1. Coming back down, tucking the chin into the chest, and slowly making the way
onto our back again. Perfect. So let's go one more time in our wheel pose. Again with the setup, bringing the heels to our bum. So you can go in the steps, so bridge, crown of the head, lifting off, or you can do it in one fluid motion. So that would be like this. On the inhale, we're lifting up and lifting off the arms as well. Slight squeeze in the glutes, pressing into the legs, trying to straighten the legs. So it's taking the pressure off the lower back. So that's why it's important to have done all the different components in the yoga practice, getting everything open, warm, and then when you're ready, coming back down. Perfect. Alrighty, we're gonna bring the knees into the chest, giving ourselves a little squeeze. Maybe massaging the lower back, rolling from one side to the other side. And then we're going to just roll into a little ball. Let's take a happy baby, so our arms come through the knees and then pick up the outsides of the legs, pressing into the heels, lifting the heels up towards the ceiling. You're going to pull the feet down towards you, opening up the hips. Just rocking from side to side. Perfect. You can lower the left leg down, keeping the right knee in towards your chest. And then we're going to take a supine twist. So just gently pulling that right knee across the body and onto the floor. Using a hand on your knee for a little bit of weight to bring it down towards the ground, and the right arm is towards the side. Just resetting the spine here, resetting the back body. Again, breathing down into the belly. And then we'll swap sides, so bringing that right knee into the chest. Swapping over, left hand comes to the side, and then gently pulling the right knee down. Noticing how that feels on this side. Perfect. You can bring the knee back together, and then we're going to extend both legs, coming into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Just filling up the belly space with some air, with some oxygen. Imagining that breath going into all the different parts, into all your different muscles. So if you'd like to stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer, you can just pause the video here. Otherwise, we're coming back into our seat and just saying a little thank you to our bodies, to our minds, to our souls, to our breath, to yoga, to the internet for allowing us to practice together. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video, in the next class. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed the class, please subscribe. I really appreciate it, and maybe hit the like button, share with your friends, and yeah, hope to see you again.